Everybody likes to use the DJI Mic too, and I want to show you this is how it sounds in a very windy condition like a beach environment. And this is how the audio sounds that is being recorded directly into the DJI Mic 2. You can see that it is recording and it sounds terrible even with the windscreen on. Yeah, it can just do this much, that's it. So that's why we need a microphone like this to get advantage on the audio being recorded in such an environment. Let's change it. This is Sennheiser MKE600 and this is the easiest reporting microphone setup that we have found out. The wind is blowing like crazy. You can see all the trees in the background. It's all one-sided, which means the wind is heavy in this area. We are in the beach, beautiful skies and everything. And here we are testing out how these microphones perform in different setups, starting from the reporter microphone format. And we do have some boom pole to test it out. If we were to mount this microphone over to the boom pole and how it sounds if the microphone is out of the frame. So we are going to perform a series of setup using the Sennheiser MKE600, comparing that to NTG5 from Rode, as well as different recorders like DJI Mic 2, as well as Zoom F3. And right now the audio is being recorded directly into the video, into the camera Sony a6700 using the XLR cable, that is this one, XLR to 3.5mm jack from Ugreen. And this is how the audio sounds. In my opinion, I think the sound is really great. Surrounding sound cancellation from Sennheiser MKE600 is really good. And using a cable like this is more than sufficient in situations like this. The sound around this microphone in this direction is all completely negated in my opinion, and it's an excellent reporting microphone. And also it doesn't need a phantom power source, which means all you need is a long cable if you're gonna report it like this. Alternatively, you can have this same setup being recorded into DJI Mic 2, which I will show next. If you want to use this setup, one caution is that you have to check the amount of gain that is set in the camera. Right now, the gain that is set in the camera is 1. If it is 0, it's gonna not record the audio, so I have to set the gain in the camera to be 1. And this is how it sounds. I feel like this is hands down the best reporting microphone format standalone, and this audio is being recorded in 32-bit float directly into the DJI Mic 2, and this DJI Mic 2 is held on to this by magnetic attachment. This is like a makeshift thingy and just sticks here, and it's very convenient to hold, very lightweight, and you can hold it for hours and hours and keep recording, because both these microphone and this recorder are being powered through the internal batteries, and they can hold and keep recording for like at least 4 to 5 hours. I think this is the best way to record audio in such windy situations, because one, you get the flexibility to edit in post using the 32-bit float audio, and also you can see that this dead cat, even though it is from Rode NTG5, it really holds up to the audio being recorded through MKE600. That's really great in my opinion. Previously, you saw the audio being recorded directly into the camera in 24-bit format, which means that you don't get enough capability to edit and post. But this way, it's much more convenient in my opinion, because one, you don't need to have a cable connected to the camera, and you can just keep walking and still the audio doesn't change. This is a great way to record audio in the reporting format. And let's see how this holds if the same microphone is being attached to the camera. This is the shotgun setup, which means that the microphone is mounted directly onto the camera. Audio that you're listening to right now is being recorded from the microphone that is being mounted on the camera, but it's being recorded into DJI Mic 2 because I have the flexibility that way to record the audio in 32-bit float, and also I have the advantage to edit in post, bringing down the noise levels or sound levels. I'm coming towards the camera and this is how the audio sounds, which means that there is the proximity effect that you get if I'm very close to the camera. That's great, because it gives you the natural environmental sound as well to some extent. Of course, the wind noise is heavy. It's pointing towards the back of me, which means it's accumulating all the wind noise that's coming towards the camera. That's gonna be like really distracting in my opinion. But if you were to be in this situation, obviously the reporting microphone format is gonna be much more beneficial, because it's gonna isolate the sound from my mouth alone and reject the noise around the microphone in the perpendicular direction. So that's gonna be a biggest advantage. Just now we listened to the audio from the microphone that was mounted onto the camera, and you must have heard a ton of wind noise because the microphone was directly pointing at me and I am being bombarded with all the wind sounds and wind from my behind, which means that all the wind is gonna hit the microphone directly onto the top surface. If you were to hold the microphone this way, the microphone rejects all the sound from its surrounding in this perpendicular direction, which means it's going to take some sound from the bottom and the sound from the top. The sound from the top is mostly going to be the sound from my mouth, and so it's going to be isolating my sound only, which means it's a great setup, convenient setup to record audio in these windy situations. So I find that this is one of the best setup to go with.
This is the boom microphone setup using the Sennheiser MKE600, recorded directly into the DJI Mic 2. It is mounted on a monopod by iFootage, and the microphone is pointing down at me at a 45-degree angle. Notice the sound rejection of the surrounding wind noise. I'm at the beach now. You can see how windy it is looking at the tree here. And there's basically not a lot of noise from the wind, but you can probably hear my voice quite clearly.
I was so curious to know how it would sound if I were to record the audio using the Zoom F3 connected via the XLR cable. MKE600 is usually used to record the audio through the XLR to 3.5mm jack, connect the 3.5mm jack into the camera directly, and to record the sound into the video directly. That's how this microphone is designed to be used, but I was wondering how it would compare to NTG5 from Rode, and that being connected to the Zoom F3, and compare the sound quality in this windy situation in outdoor recording. I know for the fact that Rode NTG5 is an amazing microphone. We have tested in the previous video. It was performing really well in the outdoor setup, but this is a new setup. I want to try out using the XLR cable and to find out if there's any difference between this XLR connection to the 3.5mm connection. And if there's any difference, you'll be able to know how it performs in this kind of windy situation. One thing that I noticed is that if it is using the phantom power to record the audio, the microphone MKE600 will turn the light to green. If you find any difference with the inbuilt battery powering the MKE600 versus the phantom power from Zoom F3, let me know in the comments below. But I don't think it has any difference because I'm also trying to listen the audio through these earphones. I honestly don't find any difference in the audio. Let's switch over to Rode NTG5 and compare that audio with this MKE600. This is Rode NTG5 being recorded into Zoom F3. Of course, this one requires a phantom power, so I can see Zoom F3 recording the audio using the Rode NTG5, and Rode NTG5 is being mounted on the shotgun mount, and it's using the XLR cable to record the audio. And I find that this is great. In my opinion, this audio setup is amazing. I can actually mount Zoom F3 below here without this extension cable, but since we are testing the audio, I decided to leave it as it is using the Comica cable. Don't buy this Comica cable. There's something wrong with the connector. It's going to ruin your microphone if it doesn't come out. So Comica cable, connector bad, cable good. In this case, Zoom F3 is recording the audio. I'm listening to the audio, and I feel like there's a good amount of wind noise being picked up by NTG5. But at the same time, I feel like the quality of the audio is good, even though the wind noise is being picked up a lot. The surrounding sound rejection is pretty low compared to MKE600, and that's what I'm noticing from listening to the audio directly at the field using the Zoom F3, but that shouldn't be an issue. This is the audio from Sennheiser MKE600, and this is how it sounds. Regarding the surrounding sound rejection, I find that Sennheiser MKE600 does a better job than NTG5, but the audio itself, Rode, does sound a bit warmer than MKE600. I don't think MKE600 is doing a better job in reproducing the sound. It's just a personal preference, whichever audio is going to be more suitable at the site for the audience. The warmer sounding NTG5 obviously sounds better, but this microphone is being more convenient in usability. So that's what I think, and this is how they sound. This is a weird microphone setup if you ask me. This is Rode NT1 Gen5. This is a condenser microphone. It's a studio microphone that needs to be used indoors for very good audio sounds. But I dare using it outdoors with this cute microphone hair thingy. I think it's like my head when I had hair. But yeah, look at all this hair flying around. It's so cute. And yeah, this is how it sounds. It's nice. When I just rub around the microphone, I don't think I have any handling noise, which is fantastic in my opinion. It's extremely light and it's very capable. I would really consider using this microphone. Zoom F3 is recording the audio, and I think it's rejecting majority of the audio when I'm recording. I don't hear any sort of sound at all. The wind sound is absolutely negated. I'm so amazed by this thing. It's supposed to be used in the studio. It's not supposed to come out of the studio. But here I am using it at the beach, in between the sands, and this is the kind of audio you might get using a condenser microphone, studio condenser voiceover microphone, to be used as a handheld reporting microphone. And this is how it sounds. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy the audio. This is how you can get different results by using different microphones at extreme conditions. This is the audio that's been recorded into Rode NT1 Gen5, and this is how it sounds in such a windy condition. Do you hear the wind sound? If so, how does it compare to Rode NTG5 or the Sennheiser MKE600? Please let me know down in the comments.
This is the Rode NT1 Gen5, directly connected from USB Type-C to USB Type-C directly to the phone, which is Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And this is what it sounds like. What do you think? Let us know in the comment. 5th gen. Oh my god, of course not. We are at the Rayong Botanical Garden, and here we have a lot of beautiful places. This is the cycling and walking trail, so that covers 3 kilometers, and it's going to be shared among pedestrians and cyclists. This is the view of the beautiful pond with lotus leaves and lily pads, and the entire 3 kilometer stretch is going to be beautiful like this.